So, what is your name?
So my name is Marcela Sandoval Velasco.
Yeah.
I am originally from Mexico, from a city called Morelia in the state of Michoacan. That's in the southwest. And I've been living in Denmark for almost 7 years. I came here to do my PhD and then stay working as a researcher here at the University of Copenhagen.
What's your opinion on Trump building the wall between USA and Mexico?
I think it's a silly idea. First of all, because there already exists, not a wall per se, but yeah, a
Some places.
combination of a fence and a wall that serves its purpose, right? Also, there's all of this border patrol and the team of policemen and guards from the states that take care of the border, right? So building this new wall, I think that is not going to be better than the current existing physical border. I think that it's more like like a speech of hatred, more than actually something that would be useful to stop immigration. I don't think politicians are going to allow the expense and this message to be sent to the world that from the United States government.
Will Mexicans be treated differently if the wall gets built? Mexicans that still lives in the US. What look will they be given?
I think that it may happen. I mean, it would, like, I mean, the majority, as far as I understand, the majority of Mexicans that are living in the US, like a big part of them are now citizens. I, for example, have family in the States, living in California since forever. You know, they moved there, long time ago, made their families, and they're US citizens. So I think that in that sense, people that have already been integrated into the American society as a whole, like it wouldn't really, I wouldn't see how they will be affected, except, you know, morally. I mean, it's just like this message of negativity that will affect everyone. I mean,
But what if a stranger came up to a Mexican that didn't knew he was a citizen?
I mean, I think that happens already in some places, you know, when like you can find in the like online videos where these people are just like attacking without or like at a restaurant and people speaking Spanish and being attacked by a complete stranger just because they are speaking Spanish, right? Exactly. So I think that happens. I want to think that not so often, but who knows? It might be that if this happens to be successful, the building of the wall, it is sending a strong message to these people that support this, right? Like, we won, now we can just kick them out or something like that, right?
How will the American community react if the wall fails to be built?
Like people that feel differently, right? So I think that at least the majority of the people that I know, I don't know anyone in the States personally that supports the wall. I know obviously that people exist, and that's mostly people, I mean, vote for Trump, but all of these other people that reject this idea, I think we are all expecting not to happen, right? So yeah, as I said, because it's a waste of money, it's not going to solve the problem. It's even like going to obstruct what the patrol does now, because right now it's mostly a fence, so they can see through the fence if someone's coming. If there's a wall, you cannot see what's on the other side, right? So yeah. Also, I didn't say, but being a scientist, I feel like the wall. Another negative point towards building the wall is that it actually disrupts ecosystems. So there are several species that migrate through the border of Mexico and the States, and the consequences of disrupting ecosystems is something that we never foresee, and that's why the world has been changing so much lately, because you disrupt ecosystems and then there's consequences. And
If the wall doesn't get finished by Trump, do you think that the next president will finish the wall?
I don't really think so. But yeah, I don't think that anyone will follow through with that.
What do you think his next move is going to be if he fails to build the wall?
Like, I think that if he fails, he's gonna maybe go more on the immigration law side of things to strengthen that, which, I mean, that is something that also Barack Obama tried, right? And it got harder to be legal, like, in the States, right?
Do you think that Mexico should have a right in the discussion about the border wall?
I think definitely immigration policies should be discussed together, because we are neighbor countries. But about the wall, I think that if we were to be having those conversations, then it meant that we support the idea, and we don't. So I don't think any Mexican think that we actually want to pay the wall, as Trump said that we were gonna do. Giving it the room to be discussed in Mexico would mean that we somehow believe this is a good idea and we support this, and that's a message that I'm happy that the politicians and president in Mexico are not sending. That it is not a welcome idea. So
Do you think that you'll get affected if the wall gets built?
I think it will be very sad to see that this is a message and the symbols that a country. It will be very disappointing. I don't know. It might be that next time that I will travel to the States, it will be more hard. Even though I've been traveling to States as a tourist since I was 1 year old, because I have family there. So
How do you think the border wall affect a Mexican's everyday life who lives close to the wall? Like, if you live closer to the wall, how will the life be affected by the wall getting built?
So there's a lot of people that living close to the wall either live in Mexico and work in the States, or live in the States and work in Mexico. It's some days it's currently a problem that they have to be on traffic for hours.
To get through.
Yeah, to get through the border in their cars or walking, and the queues are insane and things like that, right?
How do you think the border wall will affect the Mexican's everyday life who lives far from the wall, like close into the Mexican city, or
I mean, as I say, the only thing that I can imagine is that then when you travel to the States, it would be harder, or you would be treated differently. The fence and the border, it's really big. It's really imposing. It's really sad to see that that's there. I mean, like, for example, I was just in Brazil, and in the border of Argentina and Paraguay, the three countries border, and we just crossed to the Argentinian side to visited some national parks, and it's just a normal border. You just like queue in your car, like, or queue by food, and then you just pass. There's not a huge wall. There's not like hundreds of people. Yeah, and so much also less less intense.
Yeah.
Like, cause also having that fence already that is electrified, that is huge, that it's ugly.
Nice.